Hi guys, as always, Mr. ATC for Knows Already of Housing. And today, guess what? Actually, it's not even that difficult, as you probably already saw it in the preview video, and you can also see it behind me. Today we are going to create a simple and easy DIY corner light. And for this corner light, we will be using 2 thin pieces of lumbers, 1 slat of plywood, and some LED lights. And as you may have seen in the preview, the sponsor for this video is Wallabout DIY. Wallabout is actually a very cool and handy device that helps you to find pipes, studs, cables behind your wall. And I will be giving you a little bit more information about them in a few minutes. Alright, let's get started. And here are the 2 pieces of lumber I was telling you about. And remember that to support them on the wall, you will just need 1 piece of plywood. And for the dimensions, feel free to check out the free interactive plan that I will be sharing with you in the forum post. You can see, as always, I like to work with my favorite workbench in order to display all my designs. As I realized that those 2 were a little bit curved in the middle, and the piece supporting wasn't very clean on the side, I have first decided to move to my planner in order to flatten them and to clean them up. Note that it can be a very long process, but you better do it at the beginning so you don't have to sand too much at the end. Alright, so now that they are all flat and cleaned, we are going to verify the measurements in order to see if we have the right thickness. And so far, it looks pretty okay. As I needed to create some kind of fancy design, I have decided here to remove a part of it at the bottom, but also on the top. And note here that the angle is at 20 degrees. And now that I'm done with the bottom, I'm going to move to the top. And yes, also note that on one side, I will have to leave 1 centimeter at the edge, because this centimeter will allow me to create a clipping side going into the gap. Okay, so now time to make those cuts using my meter saw. And if you have the appropriate meter saw, you will just need to rotate to 20 degrees, which will help you to make the cut. And now for the support to the wall, I will just remove 5 centimeters at the end of it. Alright, now for this first step, we are all set. And we can have a quick preview of the end result. So, now the next step is to find a way to attach both sides on the support going to the wall. And of course, if you decide to do it, I will advise you to use some clamps. This will help you to keep everything stable. And of course here, I will also need to keep a space in order to insert later my LED strip. Note that the LED strips are very important here. They are actually the best part of this design. So I will advise you to always keep them around while making. Alright, it looks like we already have a nice and stable design here. So let's keep on going. And now, I will have to take the marks in order to know exactly where I need to create the clipping system. This clipping system with wood is very simple. It's just about creating some gaps, and after that, create the outputs going into the gaps. And here, I'm drawing on the surface where I will have to create the gaps. And now repeating the same process for the other two. In order to create this gap, I will be using here my router with a straight bit. And it's amazing how I like to transform this workbench into other things. I'm first verifying where I will need to fix the fence, then making sure I have the right measurements on both sides. Alright, let's give it a try. And it looks like it works perfectly. I'm not very used with this system, so that's why I'm experimenting at the moment, but it looks pretty easy to do. So now, after changing the bit, I'm gonna round up a little bit the borders on each panels. And now that we have each pieces almost ready, it's time to have them all in the right place. As you can see, we have here the holes or the gaps, whatever you want to call them, and you need to make sure that you're not covering them. So we can create the different input to clip into them. After that, and in order to remove the 1 centimeter on the side of this slat, I will be of course moving to my bandsaw. Remember that if you would like to have more information about this bandsaw, I've also created a review about it a few weeks ago, and it will be showing in a few minutes, second actually, on the top of this screen. And in order to remove the small excess I couldn't do with the bandsaw, I've decided to use my jigsaw, which was much more faster and easier. Then cleaning a little bit. Then here we are with some straight edges. Alright, so now it's time to attach them all. And here is a quick preview of the final result, but this time with the support. So now I'm gonna nail one side to the back support, and for this I will be using my nail gun. And before adding the final slat on the side, I've decided to paint everything in white. After that, as you can imagine, it's time to fix to the wall, but that's where things are becoming tricky. And for this, I will need a special device, my Wallabot DIY. This will help me to see all the pipes and cables or studs behind the wall, so I can easily decide which side is better to drill on. And as you can see, this corner right here is the perfect place. And note that to fix to the wall, I will be using some screws from 8 cm long. And now, time to attach the final panel and see the result. Et voila! And here we are. A beautiful corner light using LED for a little bit less than 30 bucks, I would say. And as some of you have been asking questions in the preview about what about, I'm thinking of course about Mahindra in India and the other guys. Let's give it a deep dive. Okay, we all know that studs, cable and pipes are running through the walls and we cannot easily spot them from the outside. So if you want to drill holes, you need to know what is behind the wall, right? Wallabout is an easy device that you can attach to your phone. And with it, you can see what's behind the wall just like magic. It gives you an amazing behind the wall image, helping you to know where you can drill and where you shouldn't. In our house, this section here is where all the pipes are placed and they are going from the foundation to the rooftop. So believe me, you better check twice before drilling this side. If phone is connected to your wallabout, you will now have to select your wall type. It actually works on concrete and drywall. When the type is selected, the first step will be the calibration, which means that it will be identifying the type of wall by sending some radio signals into the wall to confirm the type of surface we are dealing with. Note that you will have 3 modes with your wallabout. The first one is the pan, and you can see as we move that is doing a quick scan of the wall to show via the yellow lines where the different pipes and studs are located. Keep in mind that for the best result, you should move very slowly to see the object behind the wall. Second one now is the image mode. It's exactly the one that I've been using in the preview video, and it's actually going to show me exactly what is behind the wall. So as you can see, I have some pipes right here. So if you have a pen, you can either take a mark or just remember it. Then you move along until you reach the next indication mark. And the last mode is the expert mode. In this mode is the same principle. You will have to move it slowly in the area where you are looking for an object, and you will see the image that looks a little bit like a heat map. With this mode, you also have the ability to adjust the intensity, which allow you to adjust the sensitivity according to your needs. In general, the expert mode is giving you an accurate view to your wall. Isn't that beautiful? We already have so many things we can do nowadays with a mobile phone, and now using wallabout, you can even scan the wall. And you know what was the funny part? You know, my kids, they really like what I'm doing. So, while I was using the device, they came to me asking, Daddy, are you trying to find some mice behind the wall? Yeah, we are living close to the water, so unfortunately, we do have some mice. But the good thing, we have a cat too. So at the end, it's becoming pretty funny. Okay, so let's finish the story. I said, no, so Daddy is just trying to find some pipes, so we are not drilling through them. And they look at me, wow, this is so cool. Is it like magic? And of course, to keep it funny, I look at them and said, you know what? Yes, it's some kind of magic trick. And they call it wallabout. Alright guys, as usual, Mr. etc for another idea of housing. If you would like to learn more about wallabout, I will be adding some links for you in the video description, so feel free to check them out. I don't really know if it's the case in your country, but here pretty soon we're gonna have Father's Day. So if you don't know yet what to offer your dad, you may want to consider a wallabout DIY device. It's always a pleasure for me to share with you some effective ideas for your home. If you are new to our channel, I would like to invite you to subscribe just right here, and I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.